All right, morning. Hi, this is Eric Dahl with Dahl Integration Marketing, where we help business owners build businesses that grow without them, runs without them, so they have freedom, not a job. Hi. So today I want to talk to you about uh, training new hires. Okay. So yesterday, if you guys tuned in, yesterday I was talking about how to recruit and hire new team members. Well, once you do that successfully, there's a problem that happens with that, right? And that problem is simply the time that it takes to now bring on that new team member and train them. So today I want to talk to you, how to get around that, and specifically how to automate the training of new hires, new team members, so you don't have to sacrifice your own personal time or somebody else on your team's time to do that. Oh yeah, and before I forget, if you guys have been enjoying these videos, I do a deep dive training. Okay, it's free. Go to www.fvmclass.com to learn more about how you can build a business that grows without you, so you have freedom, not a job. And so it's a 9-step system. You're going to get a lot of value. So let's get back to this. So here are some things that I see, right? I mean, we all rejoice when we bring on that new hire, right? It's time to rejoice. Like let's get excited about that. Let's be happy about that. The only thing is, we end up spending more of our personal time to get that person up to speed. And if you're trying to grow a business, right, we don't want our hiring process, right, our training process, once we get that new hire, to be another bottleneck, okay? Because, when it comes to scaling, right, when it comes to growing your business, it's all about capacity. Like how much can you handle, right? How many customers can you handle? How many staff can you handle, right? It's capacity. And so the more you can remove time as a kind of a basis for your growth, right? So for example, if you're, let's say you have a certain amount of customers, but you can expand time, right? The more you can do in a given amount of time, right? The more you'll be able to handle. Okay, so that really comes down to your capacity, your efficiency. It could be software that you use. It could be how you delegate, right? The systems of processes. I mean, all those things help you to get more done, right? And that's what scaling is all about. That's what growing your business is all about, is being able to handle more, but without sacrificing your time, right? As a business owner, you see what I'm saying? Or, having people work overtime, or having your staff working like crazy hours. Like, we want to work smarter, not harder, across the board, right? As we're hitting these growth goals that we have. Okay, and so this is a big issue. Is we don't want our hiring process to be a huge bottleneck in our growth, and training is a big part of that. Okay, so that's the first thing I see when it comes to this. And then the other part of it is, when you do have the candidates and they're willing, they're happy to be there, but they just don't have the tools. They just don't have the tools to be able to do the best job possible, right? They don't have the training. They don't have the resources. So they have to go outside the company sometimes to get all the training that they need. They have to read their own books. They have to do all these different things. And so what we want to do is, we want to have a learning center, a learning resource, right, that we can give to our staff, so they can start to learn at a faster rate, and also be excited about the job, because we need structure. As human beings, we need structure. Okay, and so if we don't have that, and especially if we're new hires, we don't have the structure, then it just makes the whole job, hard, and we might quit, right? That's why retention is so so low in a lot of businesses, right? You hire somebody, then they last for a couple months and they leave. Is because they're missing that structure that they need. So that's a big issue. The other part of it is, just mastery, right? I'm a big proponent, if you guys know me for any stretch of time, I'm a big proponent of mastery, okay? And mastery is all about repetition, repetition, repetition. You see what I'm saying? So you want to create a way for your new hires, and even your older staff that have been around for a while. Give them tools that they can constantly improve at what they do. Okay, so those are the biggest bottlenecks I see when it comes to actually training the new hires. Okay, and so again, before I continue, if you guys are liking this, okay, I highly recommend you take a look at my free deep dive training. Okay, it's go to www.fvmclass.com. Okay, I mean, this information can be literally business transforming. Okay, so if you want to grow a business that's efficient, it's systematized, you're not wondering where the next customer is going to come or the next lead is going to come from, where your next hire is going to come from, right? How to build systems, then I highly recommend that you get this. You take some time and actually go check out this masterclass. Okay, you go to www.fvmclass.com. All right, so getting back to the hiring. So how do we do this, right? How do we set up an automated new hire training system, right? How do we do that? So the first thing you want to do is, like we talked about in the previous video, you want to have documented systems, right? So we got to define systems. Okay, and so here's a quick review, because I talked about it last time. A quick review is a system is something that's duplicatable, it's something that's documented, right? It's something that can be trained, right? It's not something that's not, so the opposite, the opposite of a system is something that's not documented. Okay, it's something that's still living in your head, because a lot of business owners say, hey, yeah, I have a system, but then you look at it and there's nothing documented, right? They can't, they can't really share it with anyone, right? They're the only ones that know about it, right? That's not a system. A system is something that's duplicatable, it's trainable, it's documented, it's measurable, right? That's really key. It's measurable. That's what makes it a system. And so what I'm talking about today is, now that you have a system in place, now you have to train it. So how do you train? So you create a course around your systems, right? So that you're able to train this. So you use text, you can use video. Video is probably hands down the best way to go about training new hires, is video. But you use video, you can use images. Okay, so that's step one. You start to train people on how to implement the system. Okay, that's key. The second thing about this is, you want to make it easy. You want to make it easy for people, your new hires, to access this information from anywhere. Okay, so I recommend you create a membership portal, membership area. And this is very easy to do these days. I mean, it used to be you have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to create these member areas. But now you can use something like Optimized Press 3.0. You can use something like that. You can create a members area for each one of your positions. Okay, each one of the positions that you bring in, you have a members area portal for that position. Okay, so now your new hires can access this training from anywhere. They can go on vacation for 2 weeks. They still have access to this training. They can be looking at it at midnight, right? And it doesn't require your time. That's the key thing, is it doesn't require any of your time. Once you set this thing up, it's hands off. Okay, it's hands off. It's awesome. Now, yeah, and I recommend Optimized Press. I mean, you could use ClickFunnels, but I would say Optimized Press is probably the best for something like this. So now so you have a members area for this. Then the other part of it is, because we're going to have questions, so I highly recommend you avoid any one-on-one time, right? You do not want to take away time from what you do, right? You're trying to build a business. You don't have time to sit down with everyone, right? As they're growing, because they're going to be growing fast. But you can do a weekly one-on-one or a weekly group call, right? Get everyone. You can do a conference call. Get everyone on the call. Nowadays you can do video conferencing. Or you just do like a staff meeting, right? You get together once a week and do a staff meeting, and this is where you address any questions people have in terms of getting things done. Okay? And the other caveat to this is you always want to make sure you're hiring people that are already experienced. Because if you're hiring new people that have never done a job before ever, in any capacity, just be aware you're going to spend a lot more time, a lot more effort trying to get this person up to speed. But if they're already experienced, you're really just plugging them into your system, right? Into how you do things, and they can pick it up pretty quick. Okay, so I highly recommend that, right? I highly recommend that you try to avoid any one-on-one time, right? You have to train people to do to meet with you on a group level, because if you don't value your time, how can you expect your staff to value your time, right? So it's very important to start to lay these groundwork. Okay. The other thing you want to do is you want to promote mastery. Okay. Promote mastery in your business. So whatever position these new hires are coming into, you have to make it known at the beginning that you want to see improvement week to week, day to day. No more status quo, right? We're trying to master the system, right? The big challenge I see a lot of people, they're getting all this information, right? You have people like me doing videos, you have, different courses coming out every week, all these different things. So that, different software every day. I mean, there's all these thousands of new things coming out, right? So this shiny object syndrome, it always seems like, oh, that's a better deal than but the thing is, if you focus, if you master what you do, if you master these things and you create a culture in your business about mastery, then you're less likely to lose focus and buy things that don't matter or waste money on things that don't matter, right? So that's really critical. Now, the other part of this is you want to encourage innovation of your systems. So that goes back to what I just said, mastery. You want to encourage innovation of your systems. So what that means is you want to give people the power to see a system. If something's wrong or they can do it better, you want to have a process that they can go and enhance systems that are already created, right? So you want to create systems that make systems, right? And that your whole staff can be a part of, because we want to continually improve and master our business. Okay, so I think that's really important. So if you guys are loving this information, if you guys are thinking this is wow, if I could implement these things, I could really have that dream business that I've been thinking about, or really just a business. Really, at the end of the day, if we could reduce your time spent in the business working by half, and we can reduce your stress levels, right? Make growing your business enjoyable again, right? So you actually have time for family, have time for your hobbies, things you enjoy doing. So you can have that balanced lifestyle that for whatever reason, a lot of business owners think it's not possible. It is possible. And if you go to www.fvmclass.com, I will show you examples and case studies and what we do and how we go about it to make this type of business possible, right? Very, very key. So highly recommend that. Now, when my clients start to implement the process I just laid out today, when they start to take their hiring process and they start to systematize it, they start to, figure out, how to better train people, right? How to promote the mastery aspects of their business, right? Really lift and empower their team members, their staff. When they start to implement these things, they report higher production. Okay, they report higher production. They report higher retention from their staff. They also report higher morale. Their staff is more excited to go to work. They're excited. They're happy. The retention, of course, is there. So there is a lot of benefit, right, to this. And most importantly, you as a business owner, it frees up your time, right? It frees up your time. So again, if you want to see a deep dive training of how to build a business that can grow without you, run without you, go to www.fvmclass.com. I highly recommend it. And again, it's free, right? You have nothing to lose to take a look at this thing. You can go there for 10 minutes and check it out and go, okay, well, it's not for me, and leave. That's fine, whatever. But don't cheat yourself out of not at least exploring the possibility, right? So, man, I get really passionate about this stuff. I mean, I just I just see how, how much, how many businesses and business owners really benefit from this stuff. And, business really can be enjoyable, right? It can be fun. It can be a fun experience. You can literally, hit your goals faster than you thought. Man, it's amazing. Being a business owner it's the closest thing to freedom that we can get, really. So with that, have any questions? Leave in the comment, and also, hey, let me know if I'm doing a good job, right? Go ahead and like and share this. Again, if you have any questions, please leave those in the comments, and I will